Captain Jake Morrison stood on the bridge of the cruiser Liberty, watching the massive alien station grow larger on his screen. 3 human ships moved slowly toward Nexus Prime, his cruiser Liberty, the destroyer Freedom, and the smaller frigate Independence. They looked tiny compared to the giant station that floated in space like a metal city. "Captain, we're getting signals from 12 different alien species," said Lieutenant Amy Brooks from her communications station. "They're all watching our approach." Morrison nodded but said nothing. His hands were sweaty inside his gloves. This was humanity's first real chance to join the galaxy's big players. Earth had been alone among the stars for so long. Now they were finally meeting the Galactic Council, the group that controlled trade and territory in this part of space. Commander Lisa Hayes checked her tactical displays. "Sir, I'm counting over 200 alien ships around the station. Some of them are huge. That Zephyrian dreadnought is 3 times our size." "Stay calm, Commander," Morrison said quietly. "We're here to talk, not fight." Ambassador Karen Walsh walked onto the bridge. She was a small woman with gray hair, but she carried herself like someone who had negotiated with world leaders back on Earth. Today she wore her best diplomatic uniform, dark blue with gold trim. "Captain, are we ready?" she asked. "As ready as we can be, Ambassador. Chief Carter says all systems are working properly." Ben Carter's voice came over the intercom from the engine room. "We're running smooth, Captain. These old ships might not look like much, but they'll get us home." The Liberty shook slightly as they entered the station's docking area. Alien ships of all shapes and sizes surrounded them. Some looked like metal insects. Others were smooth and white like pearls. A few seemed to be made of crystal that glowed with inner light. "Docking complete, sir," reported Lieutenant Brooks. "The aliens are requesting that we come aboard for the meeting." Morrison looked at Ambassador Walsh. "You sure about this?" She straightened her jacket. "We've come too far to turn back now. Earth needs this, Captain." The meeting room inside the Yao station was enormous. 12 different alien species sat around a circular table that was bigger than a basketball court. The humans took their seats at the small section marked for new applicants. Morrison felt like a child sitting at the adults' table. The Zephyrian representative spoke first. Admiral Kexitar was a tall reptile with golden scales that caught the light when he moved. His voice was deep and seemed to echo from multiple throats. "So these are the humans," he said, looking at them like they were insects. "How small." A clicking sound came from across the table. The Hive Queen Zizak was an insect-like creature, with 4 arms and compound eyes. When she spoke, her voice sounded like metal scraping on metal. "3 ships," she clicked. "Only 3 ships. How do they expect to join the Council with such a tiny fleet?" Ambassador Walsh stood up. "Honored representatives, Earth comes to you in peace. We may be new to space travel, but we are eager to learn and contribute to galactic civilization." Laughter filled the room. Not human laughter. The sounds that came from the alien representatives were harsh and mocking. The Vorthak representative, a being made of what looked like living smoke, spoke without moving what might have been its mouth. "Contribute? What could a species that controls only one star system possibly contribute to us?" Admiral Kexitar leaned forward. "Your ships are ancient by our standards. Your weapons are primitive. Your technology is centuries behind ours. Why should we waste our time?" Commander Hayes whispered to Morrison. "Sir, their scans are very aggressive. They're not just looking. They're studying our ships like we're some kind of museum exhibit." Morrison kept his face blank, but inside he was angry. These aliens weren't just rejecting Earth's application, they were insulting humanity itself. Ambassador Walsh tried again. "We understand we have much to learn. That's why we're here. Earth has resources, skilled people, and a strong desire for peace." More laughter. A new voice spoke up. This one belonged to a craven, a species that looked like armored bears walking on 2 legs. "Peace? You speak of peace when you can't even defend your own shipping lanes? We've heard reports of human merchant ships being attacked by pirates. Where is your mighty fleet then?" The other aliens seemed to find this very funny. Some made sounds that might have been their version of laughter. Others simply stared at the humans with what looked like amusement. Admiral Kextar stood up to his full height, which was nearly 3 meters tall. The Council has made its decision. Humanity's application for membership is rejected. You are also denied observer status. Ambassador Walsh's face went pale. Rejected? But we haven't even presented our full case yet. There is no need, the Zephyrian said coldly. A species with 3 small ships and 1 barely defended world has nothing to offer the Council. You are children playing with toys while adults conduct real business. The Hive Queen clicked her approval. Return to your little planet, mammals. Perhaps in a few hundred years, when you have grown up, we might consider listening to you again. The Vorthak added, if you survive that long, the galaxy is dangerous for weak species. Morrison felt his hands form fists under the table. He wanted to say something to defend humanity's honor, but Ambassador Walsh caught his eye and shook her head slightly. We understand, she said quietly. Thank you for your time. As the humans left the meeting room, Morrison could hear the aliens still talking about them. Words like primitive, weak, and amusing followed them down the corridor. Back on the Liberty, the mood was dark. The crew knew from their captain's face that things had gone badly. Orders, sir? Asked Commander Hayes. Morrison looked at the alien station on his screen, then at the hundreds of ships surrounding them. Somewhere out there, he knew hostile eyes were watching, calculating, planning. Set course for Earth, he said finally. We're going home. But as the 3 human ships began their journey away from Nexus Prime, Morrison noticed something. Several alien fleets were moving into formation behind them. The mockery was over. Now came something much more dangerous. He touched his console and sent a coded message toward Earth. Package delivered. Response required. The aliens thought they had seen everything humanity could offer. They were about to learn how wrong they were. The 3 human ships moved slowly away from Nexus Prime. Captain Morrison sat in his command chair, staring at the main screen. Behind them, the alien station grew smaller, but the shame felt bigger with each passing minute. Captain, said Commander Hayes quietly, the crew is asking questions. They want to know what happened in there. Morrison rubbed his forehead. How could he tell them that humanity had been rejected like children asking to sit with adults? That the most powerful beings in the galaxy had laughed at Earth's hopes? Tell them the truth, Commander, the alien said. No, they think we're too weak to matter. Lieutenant Brooks turned from her station. Sir, I'm picking up chatter from the alien fleets. They're not trying to hide their communications. It's like they don't care if we hear them. What are they saying? Brooks looked uncomfortable. They're making jokes about us, sir. Betting on how long Earth will last once word gets out about our situation. Some species are already talking about raiding our shipping lanes. The bridge went quiet. Everyone knew what that meant. Without the protection of galactic law, human merchant ships would become easy targets. Pirates and hostile aliens would see Earth as defenseless prey. Ambassador Walsh walked onto the bridge. Her diplomatic smile was gone, replaced by tired lines